Shmuel Energy from Israel, Dr. Shmuel. No. I think the title of his presentation is Sodium Battery Market 2023. Let's welcome.
Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to be here again at that amazing CIDF conference. I'm going to talk today about the sodium-ion battery market, which is the next big thing in the battery arena. Rechargeable batteries of sodium-ion are different than lithium-ion by the fact that the sodium ions are moving between anode and cathode and vice versa, instead of the lithium ions in lithium-ion system. The most important thing, availability of materials. We don't use lithium, cobalt, nickel, or copper. And also, we can see that the market is led by Chinese companies. We have several companies that start production, and some of them declare starting production this year, 2023. So we are talking about Hina, Puna, ENT, CATL, BYD, and in the US market, we are going to have Clarios that are building right now the factory in Michigan, USA. Some production will start maybe in Europe later on, but we'll have to wait and to see. What are the advantages of sodium-ion? So first, low cost. And the reason again is that we don't have those expensive materials which consumed heavily by the lithium rechargeable battery market, like the lithium, nickel, and cobalt. We assume that in the long run, the cost of sodium ion per watt hour is going to be like 60 to 70% of the LFP system. The energy density is reasonable. Today, in production, we are talking about 140 to 160 watt-hour per kilogram, and we are talking around 280 watt-hour per liter. But we expect that in the coming year, those energy densities will be ramped up like by 25%. We can find cells from all formats. So we have pouch, cylindrical, and hard case prismatics. The charging voltage is around 4 volts. The nominal voltage is around 2.8 up to 3.2 volts, depending on the system. Some cells are really powerful. I found one company that declared of doing 15C constant discharge current. Also, the technology is safe. We don't have flammable material, explosive materials. And also we can discharge the cell to 0 volt in different lithium-ion system, mean that we can transport the cell from one location to another when they are fully discharged with no risk for a short circuit. Also, that means that not always we need a BMS, like we need with the lithium-ion batteries. We can use 100% state of charge, and we can charge the system between 2 to 4C. It's better than the ordinary lithium-ion cells we have in the market. Some more advantages, both current collectors for anode and cathode are made from aluminum. And as you know, aluminum is much cheaper and less heavy than copper we have on the lithium-ion ion. Also, the cells can operate in a wide temperature range between minus 40 to 80 degrees centigrade. They have a good cycle life. Today, 4,000 to 5,000 cycles is achievable. Good shelf life. Simple manufacturing. We don't need to change anything on the automation of lithium-ion system when we come into production of sodium-ion. And it's free from transportation regulation. So this is an extra cost saving. Because when we transport lithium-ion batteries from one location to another, we need to run UN testing, we need to pay extra because of transportation regulation. So in overall, this is another saving. Non-toxic, except the systems which are based on vanadium, which is a poison material, easily recycled, better sustainability. The formation system, it requires a special protocol, but the important point is that it's shorter by time in compared to lithium ion, and this is another extra saving. What are the limitations? So first, sodium ion will never reach the energy density of lithium ion. So the technology is somewhere in between lithium ion and lead acid systems. Assuming that's the case, they are going to take part of lithium iron phosphate market and also to take part of the upper niche lead acid battery market. So we can expect that 10, 20 years from now, the system by size, by cost, will be positioned in between these two markets. Today, we are in early stage of development, manufacturing and developing the supply chain. We have a lot of work to do until we are going to have a real high production. We have the toxicity of the vanadium in one system, which is another limitation. And the charge efficiencies are not like lithium ion. It means that we are wasting more electricity when we charge the sodium ion system. And this is something which is not possible. Some more limitation, if we use a BMS, we need a specific BMS because the voltages are different than lithium ion and the safety precautions are different. So it's not the same BMS, but theoretically, we can build up sodium ion battery packs with no BMS. Expansion compression, when we are dealing with pouch cells, is also similar to lithium ion, and also when we are dealing with pouch, we have some swelling that we need to take into account. One of the companies that already developed sodium ion BMS is Grid Power. You can find them in the web. In that table, actually, I'm positioning the sodium ion by performance and compared to the other systems. So we have the lead acid, which is very strong in the market, mainly because of cost. The cost of lead acid is 20% by watt-hour compared to lithium ion. NiCad are banned from the market. Nickel metal hydride is a dying technology. And sodium ion having performance which are better than all these three. And they are less than lithium ion, but better from the old technologies. As I said before, sodium ion is not one system. We have three options. We have the sodium layer oxide, we have the ionic materials and the Prussian group. A majority of the companies today are active on the sodium layer oxide system. It has the best performance and best chances for success. What are the applications? So mainly ESS and grid storage, and the reason is very clear. We less sensitive for the weight when we are dealing with the grid storage system. By moving into sodium ion, we can free the material for the automation market. I'm working with many automotive companies like Volkswagen, Toyota, General Motors, Ford, Daimler, and I can hear from all of them the problem of lithium-ion shortage materials that may not allow to electrify the business in the speed they want. So by having sodium ion, we will allow electrification in a faster rate. Also, the system is going to fit for some low voltage batteries like e-bike, e-scooter, electric boats, even power tools. And those are small systems, low voltage, but it's also important to free materials for the lithium-ion business. I found here in China that there is one company, JC Auto, that's made a city car made by sodium-ion batteries. Now, the idea behind it is very clear, saving cost. And the driving distance is not so high, it's 250 kilometers, and it's reasonable for a city car. And it means that we can find a place for sodium ion also in the automotive market. Not all the cars, of course, but at least the city cars is a segment that may enjoy from that technology. So who are the players in the sodium-ion battery business? So we have a startup in the UK called ALTE. They actually license technology from Faradio, the other UK company. They already built some pouch cells, and those are the performance that they have. They are planning to build up a factory in Scotland for the sodium-ion cells. We have BYD. So BYD declared that this year they are going to go into mass production. I didn't have time to go to the booth, but I'm planning to do that today and talk with them and to see at what stage are they. We have CATL, which plan to come to the market this year with 160 watt-hours per kilogram. They are talking about potential of ramping up on second generation to 200 watt-hours per kilogram, and this is definitely very, very encouraging. Also, we have a concept of hybrid battery. Partly is going to be sodium-ion, partly is going to be lithium-ion, NMC or LCA. By doing that, we can reduce the cost of the battery. We can use the sodium-ion for short distance travels and save the service life of the lithium-ion part. So it makes sense, and there are some complications with electronic BMS and hybridization, but the idea seems to be reasonable, also assuming the shortage we have with raw materials for the lithium-ion batteries. Out of China, the first company to go mass production is Clarios. Clarios bought the factory of Johnson Control in Michigan. That factory used to make lithium-ion cells together with SAF, and Clarios decided to shut down the lithium-ion production, and they are installing right now the machines for sodium-ion production. That's done by a technology developed by a US startup called Natron. According to the roadmap, production should be start 2024, and this is going to be the first factory of sodium-ion out of China. We have EVE. So they declare on making cylindrical cells with 135 watt-hours per kilogram. Also, I didn't have a chance to visit them yesterday, but today I hope to go to the booth and to figure out at what stage are they. EMT, that company is here in the exhibition. They have large cylindrical cells made by sodium-ion. According to their VP, they already start production. Not totally clear to me what is the production capacity, but they are in the market. One of the Chinese companies that in production. Another company here in the exhibition is Highstar, and they have three forms of cells. All of them are, in that case, prismatic. We can see the performance, and they are also declared that they are in production. But probably the first company that catch the attention globally is Hina. Hina declared on 1 gigawatt-hour production of cylindrical cells, started 3 months ago in China. They are doing 26,650 cells. They declare 145 watt-hours per kilogram, and they should be in production. So this is also encouraging here from China. Another company which are here at the exhibition is Puna. So Puna, they have 18,650 cells, and you can see the performance. They are demonstrating here electric scooter and power tool used by sodium-ion batteries. They also said that they are close to mass production. In France, we have a company startup called Kiamat. They actually license technology that's developed by CEA, the French organization. They made 18650 cells and hard gas prismatics. Those are the performance they declared. yet when they are going to be into production, but they may be the second or the third one out of China. Another Chinese company called Zollens Nasan, they are here in the exhibition as well, you can visit them. They also show some cells in the booth. Energy density is slightly lower than other, it's only 122 watt-hour per kilogram, but it's another candidate that should be in the arena of sodium ion. In our detailed market report that's covered the sodium ion market, we found 39 companies which are active in that arena. I'm talking about companies, I'm not talking about academic research. So from that perspective, you see the numbers. China is leading the sodium ion arena, pioneer in that business, and I think that's from China is going to spread out globally and showing again the great things you are doing here locally. The summary, the most important thing, no need for lithium, cobalt, and nickel materials. Those materials are in shortage. Even if we want, we cannot make the electrification we plan globally because we don't have the supply chain. And by having sodium ion, we will free materials for the big target, electrification of the automotive industry. I believe that sodium ion battery market is expected to be fast-growing market. The numbers I have is that 2030 we expect a $10 billion business. So it's still small in compared to lithium ion and lead acid. But if we try to look starting forward, 2035, 2040, I think this is the fastest growing battery technology for the coming years. We are in the beginning of mass production, China leading the market. We need to develop the supply chain. This is a childhood time period. We had a lot of work to do to have that business strong and leading. And also, the cost is here the game changer. You can see that we have a place for lead acid batteries. They will never also have the performance of lithium ion. We have them because of the cost, we cannot beat them. So when sodium ion come in between lithium ion systems and between lead acid, it's well clear that they are going to take part of the lead acid upper niche market and also part of the lithium iron phosphate market. And I expect that business definitely to be the next big thing on the battery arena. In case someone of you want to get my presentation, you are always welcome to send me an email, and I'm promising to send a copy to everyone who wants to get it. I want to thank you for listening to my talk.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing all this information. And it's very nice talk. Now it's open for one or two short questions. Okay, it's over there.
Hi, thank you so much for this fascinating presentation. Sodium is very close to our heart in India because that is perhaps the only technology that we have, at least Reliance is ahead in the game compared to everybody else. My question to you is, let's say China definitely will be making the biggest mark on this industry. What does India need to do? And I'm sorry I'm taking you there, but what does India need to do to, I'm not saying compete with China, but at least be at a level where it can also be a reliable supply source of these batteries outside of what Reliance has done by acquiring. Thank you.
That is an excellent question. Well, first, you are from Reliance. Not many knows, but Reliance is one of the biggest oil companies in India. And Reliance acquired Faradion from the UK. And definitely India recognized the need to have local battery production industry. So we can see a government program to build up lithium-ion production in India. I'm not sure that program is relevant to sodium ion, but on my opinion, it's definitely something that should be done in India. The Indian market is a cost-sensitive market, the two-wheel, the three-wheel business, and once you have a technology which is cost-effective in between lithium-ion to lead acid, there is a huge potential there. I really hope that you are going to take that target as Reliance and move into the direction of making some production of sodium ion together with Faradion IP in India.
Thank you so much. I'm just a biotech company, not from Reliance, but yeah, it's hopeful. Thank you.
Okay. Now, thank you again. So let's thank all the speakers in this session. So now.